Peace, quickly. Whew, think fast. Just a reminder. This one having to get this reminder to myself, you know, because we speak about being in the moment, being in the now, and how the now is simultaneously the past and the future, and just really recognizing that, like when we go to talk about the future this, the future that, the future is right now as well as the past. They simultaneously exist together, Like in this moment right now, every word I speak is the future, you know what I'm saying, being created. And every word that's in the past, starting from the intro of this video, is in the past, you know what I'm saying? But it's all right now, you know what I'm saying? So just having to remember, remember, getting the members back together. Remembering that, again, the future, past, and present all simultaneously is now. It's no. So say, for instance, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because we'll be like, man, in the future, we in the future. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no such thing as, well, in the future. Well, in the future is right now. The past is right now. Like everything, is simultaneously right now. And another aspect with that, because as I said, that a lot of things too is not meant for us to try to, like, we're not going to be able to conceptualize and intellectualize every aspect of how the construct of, not only the matrix, but just the construct of our existence, like we're not going to be able to break down every aspect of our existence into some logical information so we could like consume it in a book, like. So, because, say, for instance, the reason why I'm saying that, because I know some people like, well, explain how, like thoroughly, like explains, like, some things again, it just is what it is, just like the confusing aspect of like the Ouroboros and what would happen if the Ouroboros swallowed its own head, or how could it swallow its own head, and I said Ouroboros, but a snake, like the picture of the snake, chasing its own tail, but it's like, if he consume all of his body, he come back around to, like, how could he be behind his head, like say, just like with me, if I start biting my feet and start consuming my body, how much, if I'm chewing with my mouth, how I'm gonna chew my mouth, how I'm gonna eat my face if that's what I'm using to eat with, you know what I'm saying? And just the whole aspect, again, like the symbiotic relationship of the dense energy of source and the high vibrational energies of source, because I don't like using the word physical and non-physical. Again, that's like for us just on some kindergarten human shit to just, be able to somewhat get the aspect of what's going on. But, I mean, even the non-physical is physical, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, shit, you think about a spirit that might try to come into you while you're on alcohol, that spirit, could deal with you on a physical level, in some way, form, or fashion. So, but again, back to the, now is the only thing that exists, and constantly work on that, because it's getting more and more important to realize that, we gotta transmute the vibe of the egoic mind and the aspect of just constantly being in thoughts instead of being in our moment, because again, it's getting to a place where, as we're moving into this new earth, that egoic mind and those vibrations are, only going to intensify to the extent of, because they feel, how they're being transmuted. They feel like, they're transitioning, so they're fighting even harder, you know what I'm saying? So, just be aware of the importance of being in the moment. The only thing that exists is right now, and if you're watching this video right now, the only thing that exists is you watching this video right now, not the bill, not even literally not even 2 seconds from now of like going do something. It's like whatever you're doing in the moment, and trust me, because look, my intro on all my videos say now is to vibrate, but I'm constantly having to make sure I'm in the now, so it's not something that's just like not making it sound like it's hard or difficult in that sense, but it's just something that you got to build up a habitual nature about. You know what I'm saying? Because be real, which is not hard. Like one only thing that makes like doing certain things hard is just the mental aspect of us not wanting. Like say for instance, oh man, smoking a Joe, stop smoking is hard. No, it's not. All you have to do is not fucking go to the store. Like it ain't like you gotta fucking do a formula and cook that shit up and do all this. Like, no, all you just gotta do is stop doing some shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally not hard. Again, it's just building up the habitual nature to do it. And it just seems hard to break out of certain little rigid constructs, but all it takes is a simple action. So the it's more so the fear creating the illusion of, oh man, it's gonna be hard or whatever, when all it takes is a simple action. But and be it in the moment. The moment is the only thing that exists. Not even 1 minute ago, when so and so said something. If it's not being said in this moment anymore, then that's the past now. You know what I'm saying? And if it's not relevant to your now, because some things from your past is relevant to your now, and sometimes peeking into the future is relevant to your now. You know what I'm saying? Again, in order for me to create this YouTube channel the way I did it, I had to peek into the future and see, like, all right, people are going to be waking up and tapping into this information. So in my now, I'm going to create a platform that's going to help people in the future. But again, just peeked into it. I wasn't like staying up for you again, because I just peeked into it and then got back to my now, because I'm creating in my now. You know what I'm saying? And right now we get into a place where the past, future, and present is simultaneously, now, and it's starting to come more and more evident, like on some time travel vibes, like matter of fact, and you could probably, I say probably, you could envision, healing certain aspects of yourself on some time travel vibes, like I could go back to a time as a little kid, say for instance, just for example, like I might have peed on myself in front of class or something like that, and that created a vibe of me just being embarrassed to be in front of people for the rest of my life or something like that. I could go in that realm, within that dimension of my past, and heal that younger me and let that younger aspect of myself know, bro, like it's all good, you know what I'm saying? Like in the future, you ain't gonna be crying over stuff like this, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good, you know what I'm saying? But like tapping into those realms, because that's the real time machine, is being in the moment. The real time machine too is like in essence being tapped into spirit, like, and having the open pineal gland. That's what, to some extent, what the movie Dune, D-U-N-E, the movie Dune was speaking to. Matter of fact, they're creating a new one to social engineer and do whatever they gotta do. But basically the spice that had a planet, just like some people looking to Earth to mine gold, but it's deeper than mining gold from Earth, because again, Earth is also speaks to the bodysuit. But anyway, speaking of dimensional travel, with the movie Dune, again, when they take the spice allows for you to travel interdimensionally without actually going nowhere in the physical. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole aspect of, like, that's the true technology of, like, space travel and traveling through dimensions. It's not creating no fucking robot or no spaceship. Like, I am the spaceship. And by tapping in and awakening my pineal gland, I'm able to activate my spaceship and activate the energy that allows for me to, to move on this level. That's why somebody constantly trying to, turn you into a, and this is a part of this realm, so I'm not saying nothing good or bad about this in essence, but, because again, like, the pressure to make a dime and these people creating all this artificial shit and all these things, is a part of our experience, you know what I'm saying? Because again, if they, say for instance, by them trying to create these robots and stuff like that, for the people that don't want to deal with that, that creates a certain urgency for you to be who you are and be what you are in the moment, you know what I'm saying? So like that, that it, even though, again, there's no right or wrong, good or bad, but like, from the perspective, you know, seeing it like, oh, them making their eyes like something bad. But anyway, like that's just a part of the experience, you know. But not for us to just accept it, but, you know, part of the experience, again, like pressure to make a diamond. Without the pressure, there would be no diamond. You know what I'm saying? Without going through certain aspects, you know, a lot of people wouldn't be their greatest version. You know, they'll still be chilling and being mediocre because, you know, life haven't pushed them, or when life did push them, they, you know, was like, nope, I'm staying a lump of coal. I'm not going to vibe with this pressure and turn into a diamond. I want to stay a lump of coal. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But, again, back to, again, the interdimensional travel, due to, you know, for one, being in the moment and being in alignment, again, with your inner source, your inner being, and again, that open pineal gland. That's why everything is so, you know, catered to trying to close your pineal gland and keep you, you know. And also remember too, right now, as I'm saying this, the thing that's so important right now, again, is us getting out of our thoughts, being in the moment. Like, because you're starting to realize too, and matter of fact, and to the feminine energy, you know, and how magical the feminine just, you know what I'm saying, well, you know, realizing that it's more so, again, that's somewhat what this Bible verse was speaking to. Matter of fact, this come from the Gnostic papers. I forgot. I don't know if it's the Book of Thomas or not, but it's basically but Jesus, or, you know, the Christ energy personified, or the Sun energy personified, however you want to look at it. But anyway, you know, basically Jesus is like, you know, in the last days, it's not going to be, you know, what makes you foul. It's not what goes into your mouth, but what comes out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And to, you know, what comes out of your mouth has a lot to do with what's in your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, in essence, like where you at on that level. But again, like the true importance, and matter of fact, that message got delivered yesterday to me, in the essence of, again, like, it ain't about, like, say for instance, like unhealthy, oh, that's M&Ms, or this some type of candy, or, you know, this unhealthy. Again, there is a balance of, you know, we got certain things that bring more light into the body, but it's not for us to be rigid about that, in the aspect of just making sure that we being clean on the energetic level, you know what I'm saying, and more so on the thought level, and not being in our thoughts all the time, you know, just allowing to be in the flow with life, and not being, you know, just over rigid, you know. Because I spoke to that too. It's like, you know, you'll become just as much unhealthy from being indecisive in the grocery store than actually eating the unhealthy option that you was being indecisive about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, shit, you could have just as well ate some cheese, because fuck, while you were sitting there, and I'm not promoting, stay away from that cheese. But anyway, but it's a matrix, so if you do happen to eat it, you know, whatever moment, that's probably a level up or power up moment. Again, we're in this realm, you know what I'm saying, and it's not to be looked at on such a rigid level. You know, of course we're looking to eat healthy, of course we're looking to eat the things that's on Dr. Sebi's list, but at the same time, I'm not going to be rigid about it either, you know what I'm saying, because I realize that I am in a you know, a matrix, you know, or should I say, you know, just a you know, a temporary realm, you know, or temporary, you know, like a God's dream, you know. So it's a little balance with that, but again, just remember, being in the now, and the now is simultaneously running, you know, the past and the future, both are now. Again, and reason why I'm bringing this up, because like right now, you know, we get a lot of us, you know, and of course, to an extent of like, well, you know, like say for instance, predictions type of vibe, like certain things that for the most part haven't been seen with the physical just yet, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, I predict that. So say for instance, it didn't happen already in essence, you know, in another dimension, but, you know, we may have not seen it in this dimension, you know, as far as like, again, like I predict that the Bulls win the basketball game next year. Let's just say the championship or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Bull. Now that is in the ethers right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, for example, that would be in the ethers right now for them to win that game, but you know, it's not gonna happen, you know, until whenever it happens in this physical realm. But again, you know, so when speaking to the future, like that's the only time that, like, when we're making predictions and stuff like that, well, you know, it's kind of speaking to some, you know, future in essence. But again, the future is always now and the past is always now. You know, they simultaneously exist, you know, again. So there's no such thing as man in the future, you know, in the future. The future is right now, you know, for the most part. And again, yeah, we may, for lack of a better word, when we doing predictions, use the context of, hey, this is gonna happen in the future. But I mean, the future is right now and the past is right now. So just remember that. Peace. Happy now. Now's a vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Peace.